Hello. I got a message from Mizzolini, and I'm going to read a little bit and answer it at the same time. It says, "I'm in the process of getting used to tinnitus, and I'm getting better and better. Still, sometimes my subconscious plays tricks on me. For example, suddenly I have a stronger heartbeat, and that doesn't let me sleep. So let me stop there for a second. So I want you to understand that you are safe and nothing's going to happen to you. If you have any doubt about that whatsoever, not just because, I'm telling you, I just want you to know yourself that you are safe. So if you need to, go to the doctor and have them test your blood pressure and things like that, and then let them tell you that you are safe. And I want you to know very clearly that you are safe. It's not just to say these words. It's that I want your subconscious brain to know beyond a shadow of a doubt you are fine. So then when that heart rate starts thumping or whatever, that may be a little late. You may have to be awake for a while because your kind of your subconscious brain decided it wanted to make you feel uncomfortable. But I want you to, throughout the day, keep focusing on this concept. I am safe. Nothing is going to happen to me. I know sometimes I get a little bit tense because of the tinnitus, and that's something I can address. I can get better at it, but I'm safe and I don't have anything to worry about. I'm not going to die. I'm not going to have some crazy panic attack or anything like that because it's just the adrenaline. So I know that I'm safe. So you're going to have to work on that concept of feeling safe. That may take a little effort, but I want you to just keep working the idea of how, like you said, it's just the adrenaline, and you don't have anything to worry about. And the more you take that to heart and know that you're safe, the more that's going to happen less to you. Yeah. I would also recommend some magnesium before bed, or if you're having any sort of an attack, where it's sort of like a panicky feeling, you can go to magnesium. It's probably best if you mainly use it before sleep, and that should help a lot. It's that Calm brand magnesium. And then next, okay, or I feel depressed and I don't even know why that is. Well, what is depression? Depression generally is a feeling based on your idea that the future is not going to be worthwhile. That's why you would feel depressed. So we need to first consciously, start thinking about a better future. And there's a Tony Robbins video. What is the something with waking up in the morning power or something? I forget what you call it, but that's a good one to start the day. And I like some of the ideas where he has you first imagine some good things you've done in your life in the past, and he has you spend about 30 seconds or a minute thinking about each of those things that you did well in the past and imagine yourself doing them and how that felt like. And then you spend 30 seconds or a minute each of thinking of some things you're going to do moving forward. I did some things. Some of my ideas were I'm going to exercise and get stronger and stronger, and I'm closing my eyes and imagining my muscles getting bigger or my body shape looking better and better. So that was one. I imagined learning a language, and I've been working on Chinese, and I imagine what it would be like when I'm speaking fluently in this language. I imagined going on a trip that I've always wanted to go on and what that's going to be like. I imagine helping some other people that I work with and working together with them and us doing some great things together. But you have to use your imagination. But I want you to spend some time thinking about what you're going to be doing and what that does. Just like my last video was about, start thinking about how your future is going to be worthwhile. And it totally can be, despite that depression you're feeling sometimes. When you feel depressed, sometimes you got it got the best of you, but you can be less and less depressed if you will work on your imagination about the future. That is what depression is mostly. Yeah. Okay. And then after analyzing it, I know that the reason is the anxiety pattern in me. At one point of the day, I noticed the tinnitus that feeds my subconscious, even if I had many good days before. So how do I deal with these situations? How do I manage to lower the adrenaline so that I can sleep, break the fear pattern, and convince yourself. So that, I think you're already doing good. You recognize these things. At least you see it. Some people don't even know. So then that makes it, harder for them. But you understand there's a pattern going on here. And you understand that your anxiety is worrying about the tinnitus. So the message that you give to yourself has to improve. I hear this sound and I'm safe. Nothing is going to happen to me. I am able to deal with it better and better. And I'm going to be able to do lots of wonderful things in the future. I'm going to go travel and I'm going to get stronger. I'm going to exercise. I'm going to make lots of new friends and I'm going to strengthen the friendships that I have. And even you can talk to yourself about me. I'm David. And David even said he learned a lot from tinnitus and it's actually helping to make him a better person. Mm-hmm. And it really has, because I've realized that I can put my attention on something so much better now, because I've learned to divert my attention away from the tinnitus. So you can have a better future like that too. Now, you can't be me. You have to do it in your way. But you need to start working on your imagination about how the future is going to be better. You need to work on being clear about your safety and knowing that you are safe. Now, I will address one more thing. You talked about your sleep. Now, if you're averaging, say, less than 5 hours a night, that's starting to be a problem. I was averaging 2 and 3 hours a night for a few months, 4 at the most. That can really play a toll on you, and if the sleep isn't high enough, that itself can make it really hard not to have anxiety during the day. And then that leads to not being able to sleep at night. So if that is the case, I would not be against taking some sleep medication. I already recommended the magnesium. That can do a lot for you without needing to get a prescription. But if your numbers are in the 5 or less, somewhere in there, you can temporarily take a sleep medication. I took a pretty strong one called Seroquel. It really helped me a lot, and I took less than the doctor prescribed. But I told the doctor that I was going to do that. I discussed it with him. I got permission to do that. And, if you have a doctor that doesn't give you permission to do that, maybe talk to another doctor. But because my point of view with the prescription medication was, I'm going to take a little bit, like maybe a quarter of what they're recommending, and see if my sleep will improve a little bit. And it did. I actually ended up bumping it up a little bit, but I got to where I went from, say, 3 or 4 hours of sleep more to like 5. And I stayed at the same amount, and my sleep started getting more and more without having to increase the dose. And then I quit the sleep medication. I actually slowly decreased the dose back down, so it was sort of gradual taking it and gradual coming off of it, and it was not a problem at all to do that. So if your sleep is really low, you might want to consider getting a sleep medication, and don't worry about it if it's temporary. Now, if the anxiety is continuing for a long time and it's really bad, you can consider some other medications like Zoloft. It takes a while for it to kick in, but it actually can do a pretty darn good job of knocking down the anxiety a bit. I really don't like to go the drug route, but if you're consistently not sleeping and consistently having anxiety and you feel like you're not being able to do it with your thoughts, it can kind of give you a bump, and then it'll take a few months, and then it'll take a few months to come off of it, but it might be worth it, thinking about the long run of getting your mind back in the right spot. And that's exactly what I did. I'm not currently taking any medication, but I probably was on meds for 10 months or so. So yeah, but I don't think you need the drugs, but if this goes on for more, several more months, then maybe that would be a route to consider. It sounds like you weren't complaining about the sleep so much that like it's terrible. Oh my God, I went 5 days with no sleep once. I was getting 1 and 2 hours. Oh, and there are some CBT things. I could do a whole nother video on sleep if that's a huge issue for you, but it sounds like it's not. So, okay, that's my video for you. I hope it's helpful. Yeah, best wishes.